Are you thinking of moving to Scottsdale and wondering where is the ideal or most perfect place to live? Well, we're going to talk about it, so if you're interested, stay tuned. So in this video, we're going to look at the ideal places to live in Scottsdale. And depending on what your preferences are, there's a lot of different options for what you might find ideal. So when moving to Scottsdale, you're most likely looking for a community that caters to most or all of your boxes that you have. And this is different for everyone. In this video, we're going to be covering some of the most important aspects of living in Scottsdale, Arizona, and its local communities, so you can decide where you want to live in Scottsdale.
We get a lot of calls and messages from people all the time about moving to the Scottsdale area. They're wondering where are the best places to live? What are the communities like? Do you have high rises? Do you have apartments, condos? What are the gated communities like? Well, you know what? We have lived here for a long time, and we know the area very, very well, and we absolutely love answering those kinds of questions. So if you have any questions like that, please feel free to reach out to us. You can call us, you can text us, you can email us, send us a DM, or you can even make a comment below, and we'll be sure to answer you and get you all the information that you need.
Yep, and our contact information is listed right down below. Give you easy access, and as we said, a bunch of variety of however you want to get a hold of it. Now, to start off with the content, we're going to start on the south side of Scottsdale. We're going to touch on the largest and main communities that we normally recommend first. And there are many other ones beside that if you are looking for things a little bit more specific. Again, that's why you need to reach out to us. That way we can really help you find which one would be ideal for you. Because every community has its pluses and minuses and different boxes that it'll check. And depending on what those boxes are for you, will determine which community is best. But starting off right in South Scottsdale.
South Scottsdale is good for people that it's kind of entry-level homes in Scottsdale. So it's the most affordable for a single-family homes. Now, the homes do tend to be older. So I would say a lot of the homes were built in the 50s, 60s, maybe early 70s. They tend to be smaller, so small, we call them single-level homes. A lot of places, they call them a rancher or a rambler or something like that. So it's going to be a single-family home, maybe 3 bedrooms, 1.5, 1 3/4 baths, maybe, 16, 1,800 square feet. A lot of them just have a carport. They're going to have a, smaller size backyard. So if that's the type of home that you're looking for, then South Scottsdale might be the area for you. It's also the area that's closest to the airport. It's closest to Tempe and the Arizona State University, and it's very convenient and close to the freeways.
Yes, that's going to be probably the most convenient location in terms of accessing the entire Phoenix metro area. Especially since you're right there, it's quick and easy to get over to Mesa or Gilbert on the southeast side. Likewise, you're going to be actually a little further from the northwest communities such as Peoria, North Glendale, or Sun Cities or Anthem. But to the main stuff such as downtown Phoenix, Tempe, Mesa, Scottsdale as a whole, it's going to be right there in the heart of it and quick and easy access. So moving up a little bit north, we're going to hit the Old Town Scottsdale area. Now, Old Town is one of the most famous and quintessential parts of Scottsdale. Really has the Old West vibe to a lot of parts of it. And here what you'll mainly see is more urban living. Now, there are going to be several apartment and condo options and several high-rises. And for us, high-rises there are going to be under 8 stories tall. We don't generally get too tall of a building. Even in downtown Phoenix, our tallest buildings are only about 30 to 40 floors or so. So compared to some of the built-up cities like Chicago or New York, our buildings are very short, but we have a lot of area. But getting back to Old Town, there are also single-family homes right around. The highlights of this area is the urban living. The walk score is fantastic as long as you're right in the area around Old Town. And then shopping and dining, you're going to have a plethora of options.
Yeah, so if you're really into shopping, dining, and you don't want to be too far from home, then the downtown Scottsdale area would be a great choice for you. There's a lot of luxury condos in that area. So you can just, walk or, take the elevator right downstairs and 500 feet from your front door, you're going to have a lot of different options for dining. So if that's what you're looking for, hey, we're here for you, and we share with you all the different options that are available for that type of living. So heading just a little bit further north in Scottsdale, and remember, Scottsdale's a really long and narrow city. So it's about 31 miles from north to south and about 10, 11 miles from east to west. Anyway, so the next northernmost community is called McCormick Ranch. And McCormick Ranch is the oldest master planned community in Scottsdale. And a master planned community means it's built around the parks, schools, recreation, housing. So you can have all different types of housing, as well as some businesses. So there are a lot of different business complexes, and most of these are for like professional office building type of businesses is what I'm talking about. So McCormick Ranch, a lot of lakes in the community, and there's a lot of different little pockets and little communities within McCormick Ranch. Some of them are gated, some of them are not. There's some waterfront homes in McCormick Ranch. There's some homes that back to the green belt. A lot of different options. A lot of people really like this area because it is so convenient. The homes are a little bit larger than they were in South Scottsdale. A lot of them are going to have private pools. They're going to have at least a 2-car garage. Some of them have been rebuilt in the last few years, so totally remodeled. But in general, most of the homes in McCormick Ranch were built in, I would say, the late 70s to the 80s, maybe early 90s. So if that's the type of property that you're looking for, we can share with you all the different options that are available in the McCormick Ranch area.
Yep. The McCormick Ranch, also being master plan community, is going to have a higher walk score as well, similar to Old Town Scottsdale, but less of a plethora of options for dining and shopping. But you are very close to Old Town and other areas, 5-10 minutes or so, depending on where you're at. As Barbara said, very conveniently located to everything. And there are also some new builds and newer homes in there as well, although the majority, as Barbara said, are a little bit older, but still newer than South Scottsdale. Now moving up a little bit north, but mainly more east, because Scottsdale kind of looks like, as Barbara said, a T on the side, where it's very long, about 31 miles north to south. Most of that area, north to south, is going to be less than about 3 to 5 miles wide. And then you have a section along Shea that juts out about 10 miles or so out over to the east. And that jutting out section on the side of that T is called the Scottsdale Corridor. Now, the Scottsdale Corridor is going to be a little bit further out from the main areas. You're still going to have plenty of dining and shopping options, but not as many shopping options that you would find around the Old Town area or Kierland or Scottsdale Corridor. These homes are going to be a little bit newer here. Most of them were built in the late 80s to the mid 90s, although there are several new build communities there as well. Plenty of schools. The main high school there is going to be Desert Mountain, with the middle school, Mountainside, and Anasazi Elementary School being right next to it, kind of right in the heart of the Scottsdale Corridor. You also have the basic schools there as well. Gated communities, non-gated communities. But most of these homes in this area are going to be single-family homes. There are some condo and apartment options, but not too many. Most are going to be the single-family.
Yeah, the other thing about this area is it is a little bit higher elevation. So if you are looking for a home that maybe has a fantastic elevated view, so you're going to have great city light views, sunset views, things like that, there's a lot of communities in this area that have exactly that. So if that's what you're looking for, reach out to us. We're more than happy to share with you all the homes that might meet that type of criteria.
Yep, just keep in mind that the Scottsdale Corridor to get to other areas around is going to be a bit further of a drive. There's the main freeway. The furthest east one we have is the 101. And this all juts out along Shea. It's east of the 101. So depending on where you're at, it'll take you 5 to 15 minutes going along to get to Shea or one of the freeways if you're trying to get around to another part of the valley.
So going a little bit further north are a couple of other master plan communities, McDowell Mountain Ranch and DC Ranch. Now both of these communities, again, because they're master plan, they're built around the housing, the recreation, the schools. So each of these communities has the schools right within the community. They have community centers, they have community pools, They've got pickleball courts, volleyball courts, tennis court, basketball courts, you name it. They've got it there right within the community. Baseball fields. Both of the communities also have golf courses. So the homes are a little bit newer. Most of the construction starting, I would say, in the mid 90s, and then there's still a lot of new construction going on in these communities as well.
So another one of the highlights for the McDowell Mountain Ranch area is they have a wonderful water park right there in the community as well, with pools, water slides, and a great little thing that's just part of the community center right in there. Westworld is also nice and close, right next to the McDowell Mountain Ranch and DC Ranch area. And this area is where the Barrett Jackson Car Show is going to be. And there are a lot of other equestrian shows and many other things like that to tame the Wild West. And then you're also going to be really close to where the Waste Management Open is, and that is the large golf tournament up here in Scottsdale, which is right at TPC Scottsdale there, less than a 10-minute drive over from McDowell Mountain Ranch and DC Ranch. So next up is North Scottsdale. So North Scottsdale is probably close to a third of the overall area of Scottsdale. It goes quite a ways north. And these homes are going to be newer. They're also going to be larger homes and usually have much larger lots and a lot more distance between you and your neighbor. So if you're looking for a home that has a 3+ car garage or a custom built home, having a lot of land and just not being able to see one of your neighbors next to you or looking over your shoulder, this is going to be an ideal area for you. Although there are some drawbacks to it, you are much further north, and it's going to take you a little bit further to get back into the city. There are still some shopping and dining options, but you're going to have to travel a little bit further to get to them. And you are going to be right in the desert as well. So some of those are friendly animals and stuff around. You're going to see them a lot more prevalently than you would if you were in one of the other communities that are more urbanized down south.
Now, if you're someone that is maybe looking to live in a private golf course community, there's a lot of private golf clubs up in this area. So if that's you, we're more than happy to share the information about all the different golf course communities that are available, what the membership fees are, etc. So feel free to reach out to us. Again, our contact information is below, and we're here to answer all your questions.
Yeah, and hey, if you like that video, please make sure to hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It helps us out. And get that bell icon on. That way you get notified of all our future videos because we upload every week. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you.
Bye.